Hey everybody, welcome back to the Pod Life, the Sugar Chronicles, episode number 3. This is a chronicling of my life of pie and cake, and cookies, and candies, and pastry, and other hidden sources of my sweet white nemesis. Welcome back. I just want to thank everybody for sticking with me. This podcast venture is way out of my comfort zone, so thank you, everyone. All of your support means so much to me. So today, not today, but this podcast today is about a post that I saw on Instagram. It's on a page that I follow. It's the Green Health Project. And the headline of that particular post was "Sugar is a Drug." It's short, sweet, ironically, and to the point. So if I can just digress for a moment and read the comment on this post. And it started out with, "Sugar is 8 times more addictive than cocaine." Boy, do I believe that. Yet we consume a staggering 152 pounds each year. That's a US statistic, but I would suspect Canada is fairly similar. Back to the comments. "And it doesn't matter the type, white, brown, or high fructose corn syrup." No racism here when it comes to this sugary demon, of course. "All this sugar contributes to cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. Research indicates that when an overabundance of sugar is consumed, the liver converts it to a fat, which can lead to plaque in the arteries and tumor growth." Yikes, that's frightening. I knew that statistic and I knew that fact, but when you see it again and you read it over and over again, it really hits home. "As it turns out, certain tumors have insulin receptors that feed on glucose. In short, sugar feeds and promotes cancer growth." This is startling when you really think about that. The post further goes on with the writer's suggestions as follows. What can you do to break the sugar habit?" he asks. "First and foremost, avoid soda and store-bought fruit juice at all costs." Okay, yay for me. And bonus points for me. I was never a heavy pop or store-bought juice drinker, thank goodness. And the little bit of pop that I did have, I cut out a while ago, and I haven't had any for quite some time, or at least tiny bits. So, woohoo! On to the post. "The sugary drinks have no nutritional value. They are just empty calories that are also known as liquid death." He goes on to say, "Be cognizant of your bread consumption. Wheat and grains are inflammatory and trigger hunger and cravings. The starches in bread get broken down quickly in the digestive tract and enter the bloodstream as glucose. This causes a rapid spike in blood sugar and insulin levels. Even whole wheat bread spikes blood sugar faster than too many candy bars." What? I struggle with this information. I've known this for quite a long time, and I don't eat a lot of bread anyways. The loaf of bread that gets chosen from the shelf by me is sad, and it's one unlucky SOB. Its fate is doomed to be a bad one, let me tell you. The occasional piece is to ask for toast or maybe a random sandwich might be had, and the balance of that loaf is heading for mold heaven or garbage, now compost, graveyard. Those poor bread loaves are probably sitting on the shelves muttering amongst themselves, "Here she comes, don't pick me, please don't pick me." So anyways, I struggle with this whole bread fact because I can easily forgo it. I don't care either way. So why is it so incredibly simple for me to say meh or nah to bread? And yet candy? Nope, I can't do it. Why can't I give it that same courtesy? Insert a thought-provoking smiley here, people. So anyways, back to the Instagram post. "The surest way to break a sugar habit is with plants. With a consistent increase in micronutrients, you will undergo a detoxification that, after a month or so, will eliminate sugar cravings. This was true for me, and it will be true for you as well. Trust me, life is sweeter without sugar." That's the end of the post. So a month isn't that long, right? Not at all. I relate it to not having enough time in a day, a week, a month to get all of the things done that we all need to get done. Chores, appointments, work, laundry, all of that fun stuff. There's just never enough time in a day, a week, or a month. So a month seems to fly by with a blink of an eye. But wait. I'm kind of scratching my head and going, huh? What? A whole month? That long? It's gonna take that long? Really? And based on the severity of my own addiction, I'm gonna say it's gonna take double or triple that for me. In my mind, as I read that last part, I retort with a, oh, okay, Tom, but you haven't met me. And I don't respond that way out of disrespect for Tom, who is the owner of the Green Health Project page. I actually have a lot of admiration for him. His posts are inspiring and he's motivational. And I hope through my podcast of The Sugar Chronicles, I can go get to a wholesome, fully plant-based diet as well. Life goal for me. Very, very big life goal. I'm an Aries and I'm highly impatient and I want results now. Right now. So this month thing doesn't sit well in my brain. Good things take time. Yep, I know. End results takes patience, enthusiasm, and inner drive. Yep, I know. But this sugar thing, I want results my way right now. Why can't my brain and my cravings and whatever else is going on inside this body talk to each other and listen instead of the demon of sugar overriding everything? One of the traits of an Aries, so the proverbial they say, is that Aries is one of the most active zodiac signs. It's true to a point. We are competitive and it's our nature to take action. That's where the sugar thing fails for me big time. A craving hits and boom, I react. I fulfill the demons and the latest desire. Sugar, give me sugar, any kind, any type, just deliver. And so I abide by my demon's wishes. Yep, I hunt it out, and on days, very rare, but they do happen on occasion, where I'm feeling especially Aries, which means I'm strong and maybe even feeling a little bit defiant. I fight those cravings, the urges, that inner voice. I fight with a huge, big, fat no, today I'm gonna overtake you, I'm gonna overpower you. But it never fails. Alas, something undoubtedly will happen that can switch my brain chemistry from that defiant, strong-willed, ready to take on my addiction self to the soft, sappy, I'm not strong enough wuss. And that's got me into this current state. Damn it, self, where's that Aries bull when I need it? Jesus! And so, an interesting aside, and on a recent trip to Sephora, I know, I switched that pretty quick. On a hunt for a new spring scent, I'm perusing something California. Fresh air, ocean, citrusy, something California. The sales girl comes by to offer assistance, and suddenly, I don't even know how this happened, she's talking about Canadian maple syrup that's poured and rolled while cold into lollipops. I'm like, what? How did we go from California to Canadian maple lollipops? I don't know. So, okay, does this happen to everyone? Or is it just me? And that's because my brain chemistry and my whatever vibes attract people to talk to me about sugar. Not helpful. Of course, it's not the girl's fault. She has zero idea. She's dealing with a raging lunatic. But this recent incident made me realize once again, sugar is everywhere. It's in your face. Like it or not, it's here and it's there and it ain't leaving, unfortunately. Sugar is associated to and with everything. Here's another thing that happened this week. This was at work. So 3 of us were holding an impromptu meeting in the kitchen, and our new boss offered my colleague a candy. It was a Quality Street wrapped covered chocolate caramel. Yes, I do happen to know what each color foil wrap gem flavor is. I know, weirdo. That is the trait of this addict here. Anyways, my colleague is one who can forgo candy and chocolate, and from what I've got to know about her, she can take it or leave it. Usually she leaves it. So bless her. I truly admire people like her. Anyway, She put the tempting treat back into the canister, luring us on the table. Okay, maybe that's just me. From its perch. And our boss watched her and then watched her gesture of putting the candy back in the box or the container. And with great fluidity, not breaking the conversation or anything, our boss picks up that same gold token, and she firmly, quietly, and with authority slid the chocolate across the table back in front of my colleague. With a nod towards the nugget and a look not to be challenged, she spoke her command without speaking a single word. Like, not a word. And my colleague then picked up the morsel, unwrapped it, and promptly ate it. I can't help but replay this whole event, this brief, very, very brief, like no more than 15-second exchange in my mind. I play it over and over and over. It was an eye-opener, really. And yes, much of it had to do with the person presenting the sugary god, as she has a larger-than-life way about her. But somehow that gold-wrapped chocolate has a life of its own. It just came alive. Because would that happen, would that same gesture, with the same authority, occur with a piece of celery or a pickle? And who doesn't like pickles? Or, in keeping in the candy category, a piece of black licorice. That small 15-second exchange truly signifies to me the power of sugar. To summarize my week of colossal, I didn't do good, looks, and it went a little like this. Monday rolls around, the day starts out okay with a healthy start. Grapefruit, coffee, I take my coffee to go. I've been sticking with my new rule of no stopping at Tim Hortons or Starbucks on my way to work. Good for me. Monday afternoon rolls around, and this is where my downfall starts, and this is ridiculous. I had a dentist appointment. After my appointment, I stop at a neighboring store to buy toothpaste. Keeping in mind, I have literally just come from the dentist, and I'm buying toothpaste, and what else miraculously slithers into my sugar-infested hands? Licorice. One large package of red and one of black. My justification for having it in my hand and buying it? It was on sale! 2 for $6. Who can pass that up? Oh, and don't forget the bag of Hershey candy-coated chocolate Eggies. Of course I had to get those. Easter's coming, and those cute little colors, pastel chocolates, had to have those. I won't torture all of my listeners with the full details of the entire week, but let's just say the Eggies were gone by Thursday. There was takeout in one form or another, whether by work or by my own choice, involved every single day this week. And with the new boss at work comes a kitchen stocked full of goodies. Candies, cookies, crackers, every type of granola bar, popcorn, and of course, those delightful quality treats. And not just one tin either. There's 5 or 6 in the cupboard. Needless to say, every day since their arrival, several of those little foily colored soldiers have marched their shiny uniform bodies into my office. Yes, on their own, of course. So, I do keep a food journal, and as I peruse the week that I've left behind, I ask myself, how? How did I let this happen? How do I do this every day? And how the heck do I not weigh 200 pounds by now? To make myself feel a tad bit better, I do ensure some form of physical activity every day. I've increased my daily step goal to 11,500. Bless you, Fitbit. And I've turned back to Beachbody On Demand. On last Monday, I started the 21-day yoga retreat. This is my 3rd round of doing this program, and it's since its release, and it's one that I can fall back on because I'll commit to it and I won't miss a day. And then I look at it and I'm like, well, that's another indication of my Aries, what word am I looking for? My Aries commitment. So why can't I put that commitment, drive, and dedication into cutting the sugar? Someone made a statement to me recently as we were having this discussion about my sugary dilemma. And the comment was something like, Maybe you just need to face it, and you'll never be in a place to entirely cut out sugar. Maybe you'll always have to have your candy. Maybe you just need to do what you need to do. Simple and matter of fact, and I should have probably written this down sooner and taped it up somewhere where I can see it often. This might be a step in pushing this competitive Aries into action. Maybe? So what do I need to do? Where can I turn for true help? Sure, there's support, there's groups, there's friends, there's family, but are they with me 24/7? Nope. At the end of the day, have they lost anything in my connection to my own personal win or lose with sugar? Nope. So, Ms. Opium, it's time to take a good long look in the mirror. Who's going to make you do anything? Who truly cares if you win or lose this battle? Me. Who do you have to answer to? Again, me. And who do you have to look in the mirror every single day? Who? That's what I need to keep telling myself every single day. So, my friends, this brings us to the end of our third podcast. I need to go away and restart my week yet again. And hopefully I will have some success this week. It's kind of hard with Easter coming and all of the chocolate bunnies on the shelves looking at me and in my head calling my name, because they're there for me. Those little gold Lindt chocolate bunnies, or Eggies, or the Cadbury mini eggs. See, look at that. I'm salivating as I'm talking about this, and I'm trying to cut, and I'm trying to quit, and I'm trying to stop, and this is what I do to myself. I torture myself. Every single day, I torture myself. Anyways, my subscribers, as we will not have a podcast next week, I just wanted to take this opportunity to wish everyone a very happy Easter coming up in a week's time. And I hope you all have a great week. And I hope you enjoyed this podcast as well. And thanks to everyone who's listened, stayed with me, followed me, subscribed. Please give me a thumbs up. Comments and suggestions welcome. And thank you to the listeners who have provided comments and suggestions to me in private messaging. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They mean everything to me, and your suggestions are being taken and worked into this week's plan going forward. So thank you. Please continue to suggest, give us a like, thumbs up, and I'll catch you on the next episode of The Pod Life.